Picture a receiver who sprints every single play, never loafs, but never gets the ball. Why? He doesn't know the routes? Now, knowing the routes, the route tree sounds like the whole answer. It's not. That's just step one. Honestly, it's probably step zero. So today I'm going to walk you through 4+ levels of progression all the way up to mastery and show you how the exact same climb works in every sport. All right, let's re-anchor things. Inch number 2 in the head is knowledge. So in the athlete builder world, there's the head and the body. Each has 3 components to build greatness. In the head, there's mindset, knowledge, and teammates. So we're talking about knowledge today, mastery of your sport. A whole bunch of drive without knowledge is just fast confusion. Today, we turn effort into the right effort. So let's talk about the playbook and the weekly install. You start with the playbook, not just the athlete's job, but their position, their entire unit, the whole scheme, and what the other guy's supposed to do. On our assessment test, knowledge counts double. But here's what most people miss. It's not just the base playbook. Every single week, your coach installs a new plan for that week's opponent, obviously. So the athlete has to own the permanent playbook and absorb a brand new install every week. That's the real workload. And most kids never even see it. So let's talk about how we master it. Then we start to survive, thrive, and eventually win at different levels. Here are the levels. First, let's talk about survive. Learn the routes. Yes, the right ones. But you're predictable though, right? You only know where to go. You want to start moving past that immediately. So we got to talk about what's it take to thrive. And you don't know, you ask a coach. And for everyone that's new, you got to assume they don't know. So coaches walk them through every little thing every time. So you master your craft. What's the release like? Can you stem? What's the break? Can you create separation? What's your hand placement when the ball's coming towards you, when it's over your shoulder? Now you're getting open. Moving on to win, and this is where it gets granular. Because most people are going to be able to know the route tree. Most people are going to be able to know the basics beyond the route tree. Now you're reading the whole game. Is it man-to-man or is it zone? Is it cover 0, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3? Is the guy across from you a big physical corner or a small quick one? Because you got to beat both those 2 different people completely differently. What happens when the quarterback audibles and your route changes at the line of scrimmage? Then you've got to do it all over again. And you got to be able to do it from team to team because every opponent is going to be different. And at the very top, you beat any defender every week, and you got to catch ugly balls because the throw is not always going to be perfect. Step 0 is running the route. Really, step 0.5 is catching a ball that's thrown right to you. I got to tell my athletes, you got to be able to prepare to catch really crappy balls, both sides of your face, up high, down low, behind you, one-handed left, one-handed right. So that's the real mastery. Now, here's the Kaizen piece. Remember, one of our core values is Kaizen, constant improvement. And this one's for the coaches. Build out the whole progression, every level. Spell it out. So it's everything that I listen, and whatever sport you're in, you're going to have what I just listed and more. Have that spelled out so that as your athlete goes from freshman to senior, they're able to check boxes. Can they run the right route? Yes. Can they run the right route all the time? Yes. Once you have these boxes checked, that's the confidence that the athlete's going to have because they have enough reps. And for the coach, that's the confidence you're going to need to have because you've seen enough of the reps going well. So they're checking boxes, and you always know exactly where they stand. Get them through that progression. We want them to learn faster. So I tell them, ask questions. Tell the athletes to ask questions. They need to have their own personal playbook. So I get this blank look. Well, man, what question do I ask, coach? Because at that age, they're not really able to optimize thinking for themselves. It's a learned skill, and brains don't fully develop until age 25. So everyone says, ask question. Well, here's the problem. The kid doesn't know what to ask. So coach, give him questions. Have them know standardized questions every week that he has to answer in a journal or on his tablet. So you're not just getting answers, you're teaching him how to ask. Now, there could be week-to-week specific questions about certain schemes or the personnel, but standard questions like, what's the weather going to be? What time of day? What are the conditions? Right? Have those standardized so they know to ask those right off the bat. Then you get into the week-to-week specific ones. And do that year over year, and that running notebook becomes his own personal playbook. So that from year to year, they know when they're playing an away game at night at this crowd this time of year, they know which way the sun is setting, and the sun could be in their eyes as a receiver. They might need to know to wear a visor. So if they have their own personal playbook, it's their own private manual on mastery that no one can take away from them. Mastering yourself is the next step. But before we even get into that, what if you don't play receiver and you don't play football? Same thing, pitchers in baseball. You have the different pitches you have. The different pitches you have based on the pitch count. Different pitches you have based on the pitch count versus the situation in the game. Is it 0-0? Are you up 3? Are you down 3? Are you tired? Are you not tired? What's the other batter like? What are his tendencies? You got to have a running mastery that starts at level 0 and works your way up. And when you quantify it, you make it granular and they can check the boxes, they can see their level of mastery grow. When they have their own set of questions, they ask week after week, game after game. They have a process of how do I get smarter for this next opponent. Then they have a process of implementing. They have their own personal notebook. They take that week to week, year to year, so they can augment it and look back at things. They learn how to prepare for the game. They learn how to prepare for life. They learn how to prepare for everything because, as a coach, you're teaching them that. So when you start to master yourself on top of that, it's bigger than the X's and O's, and it starts with mastering yourself. I love Admiral McRaven's Make Your Bed speech, which they then made into a book. Same principle. Master yourself. Kid, make your bed. All right, you made your bed? Great. Put your room in order. Keep your car in order. If your bed's made, your car's in order, your room's in order, there's way less drag. There's way less friction. Their day is faster. There's less clutter in their brain. So everything's clean, the car's clean, you strip the chaos out of his life. And when the chaos goes down, efficiency and production goes up. A life in disarray always shows up on the field. So here's the test. Work backwards from mastery. Now, you test it, you do run our assessment test, great. Diagnose where the gap actually is. For a high school kid, the prescription might be those weekly questions plus 15 extra minutes of study a day, or 15 extra minutes of running the same route a day, catching the ball in different placements. But for the college athlete, you flip it, you work backwards. You got to define that level of mastery that the coach needs and the athlete aspires to. You define that, what it looks like. Then you got to work backwards into it. And that might not be 15 minutes. It might be an extra hour a day to get there. So you define the target, then you got to reverse engineer the habit. You constantly redo that. You rescore every 30 days, see which new boxes are checked. Keep progressing through. That's just the knowledge component of the sport. If you want this scored for you and the free assessment, it runs every athlete through a knowledge component, all 6 blocks, and tracks the trend over time. Links in the description, athletebuilder.com/assessment test. Keep stacking wins, win the day, stay relentless.